Have you been searching for the best royalty-free music for your videos, but you're not sure if Epidemic Sound is worth your money? Well, I've tried practically every music licensing site available, and I have used Epidemic for over half a decade. So today I'm going to share with you what I think of their music library, their sound effects, and the user experience. And then I'm going to determine whether it's worth your money. That said, make sure you at least watch this part near the end, because this is where I'll talk about the licensing option that you need to get right to avoid getting copyright claims when using Epidemic's music. First, I want to give a solid overview of both the quality and quantity of music. As I always say in reviews like this, quality is actually really hard to quantify because my taste in music is not going to be the same as yours and vice versa. The best way to know if you like their music is to just go listen to it yourself, and thankfully Epidemic Sound has a free trial, which I'll link in the description below for you to go listen. To me, Epidemic lives in the sort of high tier of music quality and curation. The quality of every track isn't the same as you'd find in like a super expensive service like MusicBed, but for anything short of a Super Bowl ad spot, Epidemic is really good. The quantity, on the other hand, is a lot easier for us to compare. Epidemic has over 50,000 songs, which means that they have plenty of options to choose from in any genre that you want, whether that's country or hip hop or classical. But the interesting thing is, if you pick a country song and you want it to sound like a hip hop song, there's actually a way to do that, and I'll show you that in a minute. 50,000 songs puts Epidemic above the likes of Artlist, who have actually just kind of gone in the AI content creation direction anyway. But it does put Epidemic below Soundstripe, which have like 58,000 songs, I think. Though I do think that Epidemic's quality is superior to Soundstripe, and they've got a lot more tools to help with the editing process, which again, I'll show you in a minute. Every song on Epidemic also has a full set of stems that you can listen to with their stems player over here on the bottom left. Then you can download these stems independently of the entire track in case you like a certain song, but you don't want to include the vocals or the instruments or the drums. As for browse, we've just kind of got the standard search by genre and mood, but their search bar also supports reference track search, which is super cool, and it means that you can just paste a link to one of your favorite songs on Spotify, and their system will automatically find tracks on Epidemic that sound similar to that song that you posted. Beyond search, they also have the typical theme and playlist structure that you can see in practically every music licensing site. If we click through these, you can see that Epidemic just has collections of tracks that are curated to fit a certain theme, and these are helpful but kind of obsolete these days because they've recently implemented a bunch of higher end browse and search features. Epidemic also has a feature that you would think would be kind of common across all of the music licensing services, but surprisingly it's not, and that is the artist profile page. Each artist on Epidemic has a dedicated page that features all of their best tracks, as well as an artist bio and links to their social media. I really like this because it reminds me that when I'm making a video with these songs, I'm effectively collaborating with a whole other artist to bring my story to life. In an era that's so dominated by fakeness and AI, it's just kind of a refreshing approach. Okay, so we've broken down the music, and we're gonna go over Epidemic's sound effects as well, but while we're on the subjects of artists and AI, I want to talk about their voices tool. This is Epidemic Sound's AI-powered voiceover generator, where you can enter in a script in text form and generate a voiceover, or you can just transform your own voice recording with a number of different AI-powered voices that Epidemic has available. The unique spin on this is that Epidemic Sound hired real voice actors to model their voices, and they pay each artist whenever their voice is used to create a voiceover. So it's a very human and artist-centered approach to AI voiceovers. That said, I have to be honest, the quality of voice gen AI doesn't really hold up to their competitors in the AI space. Just to name one, 11 Labs voice models simply sound a lot more natural in the way that they follow the script and the punctuation and just the voice intricacies.
I think this is a really nice way to just talk naturally together, you know, talk plainly. Let's give it a shot.
So if you're simply looking for the highest quality voiceovers and you don't care about any of this other stuff, a site like 11 Labs is the better place to go. As for non-dialogue sound effects, Epidemic Sound has an insane amount of assets. Not too long ago, they partnered with a sound effects site called Soundly to bring their catalog of over 200,000 sounds to Epidemic's website. The problem is, when using traditional methods of searching for these, it can be really difficult to find the one that you want. Because a lot of the time, the perfect sound comes from a completely different source than you would think. Like, for example, this sound effect that I have for putting the text up on screen, that was just a credit card being swiped through a card reader. Epidemic has some useful collections that help with sound effect search, but the most valuable way that I've found to sift through options quickly is using their new assistant feature. The assistant is basically just an AI chatbot that searches through Epidemic's library to find assets that match what you're looking for. For example, I can just say, I need sound effects to play when an infographic appears on screen. And after a second, the assistant gave me a number of different options to choose from. But what if I don't like any of these? Well, I can just continue to refine it by saying, give them a shorter, more techie feel. And now it's given me a few more options, and I can just save these, download them, or click them to reveal a ton more similar sounds that might be even better. That's how I found that credit card swipe sound effect. By the way, Assistant works for finding music tracks too. This is one of those new features that I was talking about when I said that Epidemic has implemented new tools that are better than their typical playlist and discover UIs. But Assistant is only the beginning. Epidemic has the unique distinction of being the only music licensing site that I've ever tried that really works on making music discovery and editing way easier on us creators. We've got the best find similar tool that I've ever used that allows you to select specific portions of a song to find matches to. And their versions tool takes any song that you like on their website and it will adjust it to whatever length you need for your edit. Because of this tool, I haven't had to manually adjust or loop any music in my edits for over a year, and it's insane how helpful that is. It makes the sound design experience so much easier, and I can't recommend it enough. Now you might say that, hey, DaVinci and Premiere Pro both have their own ways to do this within the editing software, and that's true, but Epidemic's versions tool provides much better results than any of the ones that I've used from editing softwares themselves. Like I said, Versions has been out for a while and saved me a ton of time, but Epidemic's newest attempts to improve the user experience can all be found on their labs page. One of these tools is awesome, the other not so much. I really don't see why I would use it. But it's important to remember that all of the tools in labs are still in beta, so they're only gonna get better. Let's start with Studio. Studio is Epidemic's attempt to automatically soundtrack your videos for you. The idea is simple, just upload a video up to 4 minutes long and the tool will do the rest. The concept is cool, but I've really never found this all that useful. Let's upload a quick shot so that I can show you what I mean. This video of a cowboy walking away from an explosion has a ton of potential for great sound effects, and Epidemic does a pretty good job right off the bat. We've got ambient noise, we've got the fireball, and there's even some fitting music thrown in there. I'm just not a fan of the explosion effect, so I can click on it and then choose from a number of different recommended sounds to replace it. The end result here is pretty good, although I want a bigger boom for the explosion, and there's no way to manually add that right now. The next step is to download the timeline, and this is where the friction points really start to show up. You can download the timeline data and then import what Epidemic did into Premiere or Resolve or Final Cut, but from here you have to open up a new project, import your timeline, then link the folder where all of the sounds downloaded to. Finally, I've got everything in my editing software and I can tweak it as I want, but in the amount of time that it took me to do this, I could have just manually sound designed the finished product. The results that I've gotten from Studio have gotten better as the tool has advanced, but they're still not enough to work for like a finished product. I uploaded a new World War I sequence that I created, and the sound effects were very much lacking. Here's the sequence after I manually edited it.
A letter from command, sir.
For reference, this is what my manual sound design timeline looked like for the scene. And here's after Epidemic's attempt. Epidemic Studio version sounded like a flashback from the Great British Baking Show. Overall, I think this tool has a lot of promise, but it also has a long way to go. And I would love to see it eventually implemented in Epidemic's plugins, which are also super powerful already, and I'll show you those in a second. But first, I want to talk about Adapt. Adapt is another new tool from Epidemic, except this one takes any song that you like and uses AI to mold the style and the tone and the genre to fit exactly what you're looking for. I did a full tutorial showcasing how powerful this is, as well as some other hidden features on Epidemic Sound, and instead of making this video exponentially longer by including all of that information here, I'm gonna link that other video at the end of this one in case you want to check those features out. Suffice it to say that the Adapt tool is basically Epidemic's versions tool, which was already good, and then putting it on steroids. It's scarily good. So far we've only talked about the tools present on Epidemic's website, but this review wouldn't be complete without diving into Epidemic's plugins. Their plugins are currently available for users of the Adobe suite suite, so like Premiere Pro, After Effects, and I think Audition. And they also have compatibility for DaVinci Resolve, which is great because that's what I edit on. For you Final Cut people, they are working on a Final Cut plugin as well, which I know is rare for you, so that's awesome. Simply put, the plugins allow you to access all of Epidemic's catalog and even features like versions and voices without ever leaving your editing software. This is one of my favorite things about Epidemic Sound because it's just so well implemented. You can drag and drop tracks directly from the plugin onto the timeline and even generate voiceovers right here. I have a whole playlist saved on Epidemic with the sound effects that I use in every video, so I can just have the plugin open and soundtrack my entire video without ever opening up my browser to download anything. While other sites like Artlist and Soundstripe have similar plugins for Premiere Pro, Epidemic is the only one that I've seen with support for DaVinci, which is a godsend for me and plenty of other creators out there. By the way, I almost forgot about this. Epidemic Sound also has a mobile app, so if you like to browse music while you're on your commute or you edit on your phone, that's a great selling point here too. Now for the last category, and this one can simply make or break any music licensing site. That's the actual license. When you soundtrack with Epidemic Sound, what license do you have to use the music, and do you have to worry about copyright claims? Just like most sites, Epidemic has two main subscription plans plus a business plan. The creator plan costs $10 per month and covers one channel per platform, so one YouTube plus one TikTok plus one Instagram, etc. The subscription does not cover client work though, so you can't use it for weddings. The Pro plan for $17 per month does cover client work, plus it covers 3 accounts per social media platform, 3 YouTube channels, etc. It also gives you access to more advanced copyright clearing tools like direct clearing by link, which is great for managing client videos. Basically, you want to go for the creator plan if you're a solo creator and you only have one social media channel, but if you want to clear multiple channels or produce digital ads and client work, then go for Pro. Both of these subscriptions allow you to directly link your social channels in a clear list page, and in the 7 years that I've used Epidemic Sound, I've never received a false claim from them, which is really impressive. Not to say that it's impossible, but I've never dealt with it myself. They also have no limit on the size of your social media following for these subscriptions, so it doesn't matter if you've got 2 subscribers or 2 million. Everybody pays the same amount and gets the same license. Now, if you're looking to get extra clearance for apps, games, or non-arena events, or you need to give like multiple different people logins to your account, then you'll want to upgrade to the business plan. Anything above that, such as huge live events, TV broadcasting, or commercial streaming, and you'll just have to contact Epidemic for a personalized license. So in the end, as far as licensing goes, Epidemic is really straightforward. There's just one really important thing that I want to point out. While they have a super easy channel linking and claim clearing system, Epidemic doesn't currently have a way to directly download a PDF with proof of your license. This has never been an issue for me because of their copyright clearing system where I can just upload the link, that's worked fine. But I know that many people who do client work really like to have the peace of mind afforded to them by having a PDF license that they can then deliver to their client. And unfortunately, Epidemic for some reason doesn't have a way to do this. So take that into consideration if that's something that's important to you. Otherwise, that is Epidemic Sound in 2026. It's definitely my favorite music licensing choice for creators again this year. But if you want me to go in depth on all of the awesome tools and features that the site has and make the most of your subscription, you should check out this video right up over here where I break it all down